uh, goes through with these 7 parts. One is the origin of Chinese tea. The second one is the tea utensils, is the father of tea. And the third one is water, is the mother of tea. The fourth is the classification. And the fifth is the spread. And the sixth is how to make tea and how to sample tea. And the last one is story about tea. Okay. The first part, the origin. Okay. Referring to Chinese tea, it can traced back to Zhou Dynasty, which is 3,000 years ago, and it was flourishing in the Tang Dynasty and the Song Dynasty. And tea plays an important role in the everyday life for Chinese, as it illustrated in old saying. The 7 first things in the morning are firewood, rice, oil, salt, soy sauce, vinegar, and tea. In Chinese, we say it 开门七件事，柴米油盐酱醋茶. Okay. And as is known to all, China is the birthplace for tea, and after thousands of years of developing, Chinese tea culture have formed a complete system, a history of tea, elements of tea culture, tea lovers, tea ceremony, tea poem, and tea arts. And the tea Chinese is amazing both in physically and spiritually. For example, guqin, chase, calligraphy, painting, poem, liquor, and tea. In Chinese, we call it 琴棋书画诗酒茶. These 7 things has been regarded as 7 elegant things to do in ancient times. Okay. And as regards the discovery of tea, according to a legend, over 5,000 years ago, Shen Nong, a divine farmer, discovered tea in wide mountains. And Shen Nong used to taste hundreds of herbs for medical purposes. And one day, he tasted 72 poisonous herbs, but with the aid of tea, he was detoxified. And at the very beginning, tea was used as an antidotal medicine. Then it was found to be able to relieve internal heat and refresh mind. And the people began to drink it. And the Chinese began to drink tea at about the same time as the Egyptian built the pyramids. And with a long history of tea drinking, tea culture was regarded as a symbol of the Chinese culture. Okay. And Lu Yu of Tang Dynasty had a strong liking for simple tea. He lived on the tea mountains of Jiangxi province and planted tea himself. He was named as tea saint, Cha Shen. Okay, and he first sought out the way to boil tea and wrote the books Classical on Tea, making an account of shape and properties, production places, picking and making, boiling and drinking of tea in details. And it was the first book about tea in China. And in this book, it also states the origin of the Chinese tea. It reads, tea as a beverage is originated from Shen Nong, and is known to all for the written record by Zhou Gong of Kingdom Lu, the son of the King Wen of Kingdom Lu. The author Li Yue funeral as co-code in Zhou Dynasty. Okay. And here we will learn some tea utensils. Okay. There's a lot of tea set Chinese will use, and what's the importance of tea utensils? Tea utensils is the father of tea. In Chinese, we call it 气为茶之父. The quality of tea utensil is essential to the flavor of tea. Okay. And also there are a lot of tea utensils used in tea performance. And here we will divide them into 6 groups based on their different functions. And they are water heating devices, teacup and teapots, and the various tea wells for drinking and tasting, and supplementary utensils for tea ceremony, and the tea containers and vessels, and the others. Okay. For water heating devices, using the charcoal stove to heat up water is amusing and full of classical elegance. And using the induction cooker to heat up water is clean, convenient, and quick. And the instant electric kettle is the most commonly used heating utensils in tea houses. And the alcohol heating set is pleasing to the eyes and easy to use, and thus suitable for tea ceremony performance. And the glass tea heaters are transparent, allowing easy observations of tea color change, and best suited for brewing dark tea, pu'er tea, and milk tea. For teacups and teapots, the barrel teapots, 纸砂壶, are produced in Yixing, Jiangsu province. The barrel teapots have primitive elegance and good performance of temperature keeping. It's the best choice for making oolong tea, dark tea, and pu'er tea. And the barrel ceramic tea wares are precious handicrafts which are worth collecting as object of arts. And the porcelain teapots are produced in Jingdezhen, Jiangxi province, and Dehua, Fujian province. And the porcelain teapots are best suited for brewing black tea or ordinary green tea. And the glass bottle is most suitable for making high-grade green tea because you can look the color change here. And the tureen, also we call it a tea bowl with a lid, is the most suitable for making scented tea. Okay. This one is the tea bowl with a lid, 盖碗. Okay. And for tea wells for drinking and tasting, the fragrance smelling cup sniff cup is tall and sliding for collecting fragrance of tea, allowing the tea drinkers to smell its fragrance and enjoy the change of the tea aroma. Can you guys guess which one is the fragrance smelling cart? Can you guess which one? No? Actually, this one is the fragrance smelling cart. Okay. It's slender. Okay. And the sipping glass teacup is convenient for viewing the liquid color. This one is the sipping glass teacup. Okay. And the inside wall of the white porcelain tea sipping cup preserved the fragrance, and it allowed the drinker to smell the fragrance remained in the cup after steeping the tea. And the fine porcelain teacup is usually used to drink black tea, milk tea, or fruit tea. And in most tea houses, the cocktail glass is normally used to drink spicy tea or herb tea. For supplementary utensils for tea ceremony, the fill mark is mostly used to balance the thickness of tea liquor. The glass fill mark is easy to observe the liquid color. The white porcelain fill mark captures the fragrance of tea leaves at the bottom. And the filter, this one, can filter the tea jags to make the tea liquor clean and pure. And the tea props for tea ceremony is also named as the sixth treasure of tea ceremony. Did you guys see what's the sixth treasure of tea ceremony? Have you ever known that?
No, Loves.
No? Okay, good. Here, this is the six treasures of tea ceremony. You can see the tea strainer, this one, can enlarge the area of mouth of the teapot, preventing tea leaves from falling out of the teapot. And this one, tea scoop, okay, can pick up the tea, okay. And this one, tea clip, okay, can pick up the teacups to wash or pick up the tea jags, okay. And the tea spoon can pick up teas, okay. And the tea pen can dredge the tea spoon, okay. And the tea container is the place to put other props, okay. Normally, we will see the six treasures of tea ceremony like this one. Okay, and for tea containers and vessels, the tea canister can be made of paper, glass, tin, pottery, tin, bamboo, wood, and so on. And the tea basin is used for washing teacups or holding litter such as fruit skin, peeling, and seeds. And the tea trays also can be called the tea plate or tea board, 茶海. The tea tray is an important utensil in tea ceremony, and the tea holder is used for holding the dry tea. This one is a tea holder, 赏茶盒. It's used to observe the dry tea. And the tea cart is easy to move, mostly used in restaurants. And the tea serving tray is commonly used in serving tea to the guests. And the others are lead salts, carb salts, tea towers, tea tower chain, and timer. Okay. And then, okay, after we have learned the different catalogs of tea sets, some of you may have a question that should we include all of these sets in one drinking or one tea ceremony? Of course not. Commonly, we will see these sets when we drinking tea in some tea houses. Okay, you can see who are they. This is the tea props we have introduced them, okay? And this one is the tea holder, filter, teapot, coaster, tea tower, pot capped pan, tea carp, tea chain, fail carp, tureen or tea bowl with a lid. Slender one is the smelling cup, and this one is the special teapot. Okay. And based on the making material, here is another way to categorize the tea sets. They are plain tea sets, porcelain tea sets, lacquer tea sets, virtuous tea sets, metallic tea sets, and bamboo tea sets. Here I will show you some pictures of them. Okay, and this one is the clay tea sets, 紫砂壶. Okay, you can see many different kinds of 紫砂壶 here. Okay. And this one is the porcelain tea sets. The white porcelain tea sets and the celadon tea sets and the lacquer tea sets. And this one is virtuous tea sets. And metallic tea sets. And this one is the bamboo tea sets. Okay. As you know, in making tea utensil is one of the most components. Actually, water is also another important one. So, what's the importance of water in making tea? Water in Chinese, water is the mother of tea. Okay, and the quality of the water is essential to the flavor of tea. And we can here are some water specifications. In tea ceremony, there are 3 types of water: water from the sky, water from the earth, and the proposed water. The water from the sky include rainwater, snow water, frost, dew, and hail. And the water from the earth include the water from the spring, river, brook, lake, and well.
Laoshi wants space water. Is that from space?
No, the space it's from the sky. For example, rain, snow. Okay. And the water from the earth means water that comes from the earth. Okay, am I making it clear? Water from the mountains is the best water to making tea. Okay, and mineral water, pure water, and purified water are commonly used in making tea in cities. So from here you can know water from the spring is the best to making tea. Okay. And the quality of tea, the temperature of water, and the timing of serving water are 3 variable keys for making good tea. And with the same quality of the same time of serving time, the higher temperature of the water is, the stronger the tea flavor is. The just boiling water can make the tea to reach the best flavor. Brewing tea water should not be boiled too much. And so making different kinds of tea requires the water in different temperatures. And for example, making oolong tea and pu'er tea need 100 degree Celsius water, and making black tea or scented tea needs the water with the temperature of no lower than 95 degrees Celsius. And making dragon well tea needs the temperature of water between 80 to 85 degrees Celsius. And making 碧螺春 tea from Dongting Mountain needs the temperature water between 70 to 75 degrees Celsius. And please pay attention to that. All this temperature, you needed to put water fully boiled and then cook it down to the specific temperature to making tea. Okay, as we have known, the differences of water temperature is required in making different tea. So here we will learn the classification of different. And normally, according to different level of fermentation, we have 6 kinds of tea. They are green tea, black tea, oolong tea, dark tea, yellow tea, and white tea. Okay, and now we will have them one by one. Here are the processing of different tea. From this picture, you can clearly see some differences or similarities in their processing. Okay, different teas has different processing. Green tea. First one is the green tea. Chinese tea can be divided into different catalog, and among them, the green tea has the longest history and the rank in varieties. And China ranked number 1 in the world in green tea output and exploitation. And the green tea is the non-fermented tea with qualities often known as one tender and 3 grains. The one tender refers to the tender tea leaves, and the 3 green refers to the green-colored tea leaves, the green-colored tea liquid, and the green-colored tea jags. And famous green tea are Dragon Well tea. Also, we call it Longjing tea. This is the most famous green tea, which was originally produced in Hangzhou. And the Dragon Well tea is now produced in a large tea producing area in Zhejiang province. Longjing tea has 4 unique qualities. Its green color, elegance, aroma, mental taste, and beautiful shape, and its leaves. And it's the tribute tea in the Qing dynasty. And you guys, once you guys come to China, I suggest you guys to go to Hangzhou for to know to sample some Dragon Well tea. And there is a place called Meijiawu. There are many tea trees there, and the environment is poetic, and you can live here, and maybe it can purify your mind. Okay, and the spring sparrows, 洞庭碧螺春, it's also a famous one. It's originally grown in the Dongting Hill at Tai Lake. And the green sparrow is also a famous green tea in history, which was first produced in early Qing dynasty. The name of green sparrow is given by Emperor Kangxi and of the Qing dynasty, and the character characteristics of green tea is also called one tender and three vendors. Okay, and the other famous green tea are cloud and fog, pearl peak, fir tips, anji white leaves, and luan leaf, etc. And the green tea has the function of delay agent and remove free radical, prevent cardiovascular. Okay, so if you want to keep yourself young, you can drink some green tea. Okay. And the next one is the black tea. Okay, black tea is complete fermented tea, first grown in China, and black tea has the greatest consumption in the world now. And the black tea is bright red in color, menthol in taste, and has good compatibility. And black tea can be drunk alone, and also can be mixed with milk, sugar, a spicy fruit juice, or alcohol, and to be served as appetizing romantic beverage. And there are some famous black tea. For example, Qimen Hongcha. It's grown in Qimen County of Anhui Province, and Qimen Hongcha was first produced in Qing Dynasty, and it has the rich aroma which smells like honey, combined the fragrance of orchid, and that's the word famous Qimen aroma. And the others are 镇山小种 okay, 大红袍 滇红 okay, and Chinese Qimen black tea, Indians Darjeeling tea, and Sri Lanka's oolong tea are believed to be the world's three major high-flavored black tea. And the black tea has the function that absorb heavy metals in the body and help expelling of toxin, refresh the eliminate fatigue. So if you takes a long time sitting in computer, you can drink some black tea. Okay. Okay. This one is the oolong tea. Also, in Chinese we call it Chincha. Okay, oolong cha or Chincha, and oolong tea is a semi-fermented tea in Fujian province, Fujian province, Guangdong province, and Taiwan, and which is specially about what is specially about oolong tea is its rich fragrance, menthol taste, and several times dipping from the same leaves. And here are some famous tea: 大红袍、铁观音、凤凰单丛 okay, and also Taiwan high mountain tea. And this one is the dark tea. Pu'er tea is the post-fermented tea. Judging by the different characters, pu'er tea can be divided into two categories as raw pu'er or pu'er tea can be divided in two groups as loose leaves pu'er and tightly pressed pu'er. And in the Qing Dynasty, pu'er was one of the tribute teas, and the pu'er is a modern tea in the contemporary area. And please pay attention to that. Raw pu'er helps refreshing oneself and prevent digestive problems, and the cooked pu'er helps smooth the nerves and nurture the stomach. And pu'er have different function in reducing body weight and blood fat. Okay, so if you guys want to lose weight, you can drink some pu'er tea. Okay. And this one is the yellow tea. Yellow tea has the yellow leaves and the yellow tea color. It's uncommon classification of Chinese tea. The flavor is mild and refreshing. And with green tea, yellow tea also has the function to preventing cancer. Okay, and the famous tea are 君山银针, 蒙顶黄芽. Okay. And this one is the white tea. White tea is the non-roasted and round-bodied tea with a nature fragrance. And the famous variety include the 白毫银针 and the 白牡丹. And pay attention to that there is one kind of tea which is not into the sixth category we have mentioned is scented tea, 花茶. Okay, and the scented tea is considered to be the most poetic tea. You can look this two picture; they look so beautiful. And the fashionable herb flower tea is quite suitable for the modern urban women. And scented tea has three types, which are scented flower tea, artistic flower tea, and noble herb flower tea. And the scented flower teas mainly include jasmine tea, 茉莉花茶, okay, and rose black tea, 玫瑰红茶, and osmanthus oolong tea, 桂茶, and so on. When you pour hot water into the glass, the artistic flower tea will combine in, and the fashionable herb flower tea is a modern type of tea beverage with the combination of fresh flower, dry flower, different kinds of. After I have mentioned Chinese tea can be traced back as early as 3,000 years ago, the developing of Chinese tea has gone through a long period of time. Okay. The spread of tea in China first produced from Sichuan province to the southern Shanxi, Gansu, Henan, and other places. And after the unification of China since the Qing and Han dynasty, the wind of drinking tea in the province sounds of Yangtze River also gradually popular. And after the Sui dynasty unified until the Tang dynasty, tea culture is widely attended and to the north, northwest, and around the Tibet. And during Tang dynasty and the Song dynasty, tea has become China's people's daily life. Okay, and the produce is very wide. And in the Song dynasty, tea was a major export good through the Silk Road. By sea, by road, tea spread to Arab countries and Africa. Okay. And tea was firstly spread to Japan in 805. Japanese monk took tea seeds to Japan and crops in Chika. And in 828, China's tea seeds were spread in Korea, and the tea was exported to Holland and Portugal in in 1610, Russian in 1618, and the UK in 1938, and New York in 1672. And in 1780, India imported Chinese tea seeds, and in 1825, Indonesia Chinese took tea seeds to Indonesia, and then we saw China tea spreads appear in Sri Lanka, Africa, South America. And nowadays, in China, tea is generally grown in south of Qinling Mountain and Huaihe River. And there are 4 different tea producing areas. You can see this picture. They are Southwest China district and South China district, okay, and north of Yangtze River and south of Yangtze River. And this picture is showing some characteristics of tea trees. The bark, leaf, root, fruit, and seeds and flower. Commonly, we will pick leaf and bark to make teas. Okay. And there are some requirements for tea trees to have a better growing. For example, the temperature of 15 to 25 degrees Celsius is preferred, and the acidic soil is better, etc. Okay, maybe we can take 10 minutes rest and then we come back to the most important one. Okay.
OK，老师。
对，老师。
好的，10分钟后见。